Coach, your review of the first couple days of offensive football out there.
Yeah, it's been good, but it's a progress. It's a work in progress. Just, getting back to learning how we want to practice with the intensity that we practice, and then just getting ourselves into football shape. I think everyone's in the best shape they could possibly be until that helmet comes on. Humidity sets in, the shoulder pads go on, and we got to continue to push ourselves. That's what training camp is all about. Creating an identity for your team, and that physicality standpoint is a mentality. And so we got to keep pushing ourselves, take that next step further.
Josh, because Arroyo's been here a year longer in a college weight program, a year longer than Jaleel Skinner, how far is he ahead of Jaleel physically? Does that give him an edge as far as you determining playing time behind Will?
Well, Jaleel's a young guy. He's still learning. He's still, one semester on campus. So, the game is still coming at him. He's got to obviously continue to develop his body from a physical standpoint. But, also just taking the steps, learning the offense, And so, for us to have old guys ahead of some of our young guys to kind of show them the way. And so, everyone's learning. Everyone's facing challenges right now, and the biggest thing is to grind through those challenges. Remain coachable, remain humble, and continue to work at a high level.
And on Arroyo, just thoughts on him?
Yeah, Elijah started off camp good, but we got to continue pushing. We need more. There's more left in the tank. I don't think we have one player on offense that's quite where we want them to be yet, and that's a good sign. All right, because if they were where we want them to be right now, we'd go out there and play the game and wouldn't need training camp. So we got to keep coaching these guys, developing these guys, and pushing these guys along the way.
Coach Gattis, your philosophy on running backs rotation, do you like one main guy? Do you like two that rotate? How about three? What's your thoughts?
Yeah, really the philosophy is the players dictate it, right? So, we want to try to play as many players as possible that can help us contribute to win games. If it's two guys we feel comfortable with, then it'll be two guys. If it's 4, 5 guys, we're not going to hand out playing time just to hand out playing time to anyone, just to say we're doing anything by committee. That's at offensive line, running back, receivers, tight ends, whatsoever. We will play the best guys that can help us give us a chance to win. And so, we want competition at every position. We want as many guys to show us that we can trust them, believe in them, and they can go out and execute our offense.
Sometimes it takes a little while to get in the groove if you're a running back in a game.
Yeah, there's an element to that as a running back. Obviously touches, right? Game reps. Create real reactions as obviously develop players, and so that's an overall game flow standard. Each game, each opportunity is different as far as how many carries, how many touches. But the key is just maximizing what you do with the opportunities that you have.
The other thing is we're getting Parrish today. We haven't talked to him much, and Knight. Talk about each of them. Parrish, how is he looking? What is he doing well? And Knighton.
Yeah, those two guys, I'll say specifically, the last 3 days, they've practiced at a really, really high level. If I could put a highlight on those two guys from an effort standpoint, they're practicing how we want them to practice. And I'm not talking about running the ball. I'm talking about doing the little things, running after the ball is thrown down the field, hustling down the field, trying to get blocks. It's easy to judge a running back based on what he does with the ball in hand. But the true details and true level of execution and effort that we want is getting all of our guys to play without the ball, being able to play at a high level and sustain our style of play that we want.
Is there anything that you noticed about Rooster and about Don Chaney since they were kind of limited during the spring?
Yeah, it's good to see Rooster back out. Obviously the speed element, seeing his speed in person. Obviously he's a guy that can run. He can do a lot of different things, got a lot of flexibility as far as what he can do as far as ball in hand type player. So that's also exciting. Don obviously has been transitioning back in since his injury, and now it's just about getting Don comfortable. It's getting Don trusting that, he's completely healthy, getting all the minor aches and pains out of there so he can be as confident as possible in his football ability.
Coach, the same type of question that John Campbell and Jalen Rivers since they were what do you like about what you see them now?
Yeah, obviously, those two guys give us something different from a size standpoint that we necessarily, didn't quite have amongst the line in the spring. But, I think Jalen, Jalen came back a little bit earlier than John did. And you see in Jalen, his flexibility along the offensive line. He's a guy that can play really all 5 positions. And so he's kind of that Swiss Army knife up front. He's being able to move around. And with the depth that we have, we're asking guys right now to be a little bit unselfish and play multiple positions. John has obviously been playing the left tackle position, and now it's just getting him caught up with the speed of the game. Now he's getting a chance to be healthy, be confident in his lower body, but also getting a chance to go against some really good defensive ends. And I think when you see the type of additions that we've added on defense with Mitchell Agude and you know, some of the guys up front from a defensive end standpoint, you know, we're getting some good on good, some iron sharpening iron work out there against our defensive line.
With Zion out, is that basically the big difference? Guys are having to rotate kind of a lot in these.
Well, right now we're still trying to figure out what's our best five. You know, I think it's a combination of maybe Zion being out and also adding 2 more new guys that we didn't have in the spring. And so, you know, hopefully over these first 2 weeks of camp, you know, we get it solidified and figuring out what's the best five, because then we want to move forward with a chemistry standpoint, making sure we're all along the lines of communication and technique.
Romello Brinson, what does he add to the offense?
You know, Romello's a smart guy. He's a smart football player. He has the ability to play all over the field as far as receiver for us, but he's another guy that didn't play in the spring. So, you know, he's got a lot of catching up to do. He did a good job learning the offense. Now it's about going out there being comfortable and executing at a high level.
Kobe Young obviously came in late. Coach Cristobal said he did good hands physically. Any thoughts on him early?
Yeah, I think Kobe's getting adjusted, you know, to you know, the way we do things, and so I think Kobe's probably, you know, probably had to come the furthest because, you know, he showed up in the middle of summer, so he didn't get a chance to have a spring or know what type of practice we have. Every day is a new day for him, and so he's continually learning, and then also he's getting adjusted to this heat, right, the South Florida heat, and so that's been a big thing with him. But we got to continue, you know, bringing him along. He's got a lot of work to make up, obviously coming in at the time frame that he did, but we're looking forward to bringing him along the way.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.